just wanted to kind of go over some of the things we talked about yesterday regarding this case, just on camera. I guess can we start with some of the background information?
Sure. This family lived in Mississippi. The mother told the father that she had a training job in San Antonio, Texas, where I live, and convinced him to allow her to move temporarily with the children to San Antonio to train at USA, a large insurance company in San Antonio. In fact, there was never that job, and she lived in San Antonio just long enough for Texas to have time to take jurisdiction over their divorce case, and she filed for divorce. The parties reached an agreement, and the judge confirmed that agreement to allow the children to live while the case was pending, 3 weeks with dad in Mississippi and 3 weeks with mom in San Antonio. That arrangement went on for about a year, and there was a second hearing at which time the judge heard from two of San Antonio's top psychologists who recommended that the custody arrangement be changed and the dad have primary custody. The judge made that ruling. The judge ruled that Jason Dietering should have primary custody of these children in Mississippi. They normally exchange the children in Orange, Texas. Dad went to Orange, Texas that Saturday night after the Friday night ruling and was there for the exchange, and mom didn't show up. Tragically, over that weekend, the mother killed her mother, these two wonderful children, and herself instead of following the court's order.
And how did the father find out about the situation with his children?
When she did not show up for the exchange in Orange, Texas, he frantically made phone calls. He waited the appropriate time and then called the police asking for welfare checks repeatedly as he drove to San Antonio. The police apparently made several welfare checks but would not go into the apartment. He finally got there on Sunday and again asked for a welfare check, and the police refused to go into the apartment. Monday morning, he was able to look in the window and realize that something was amiss, and he actually broke into the apartment and found the scene.
God, so he found that scene as a father. I mean, that just must be horrifying.
Terrible. Just, I can't even imagine and can't even describe it.
As an attorney yourself, who I'm sure has dealt with custody cases many, many times over the course of your career, what is it like seeing something like this?
This is horrifying. In 36 years of practice, I've never come across anything even close to this. This is the most unimaginable thing that a lawyer and a system can expect to happen. In this particular case, in my San Antonio legal community, has devastated both the legal community and our judges who hear these type of cases.
Was there ever any indication that she was going to do anything like this at all? Did she have a history of anything like this?
No indication at all. As a matter of fact, our concern was that she may flee to Russia with the children, but no indication at all. The psychologists looking back over their testing and records indicated that they had no indication that she might do something like this. Just totally not expected.
And your client, their father Jason, was actually awarded custody of these kids, correct?
I'm sorry?
Your client, Jason, was actually awarded custody of these kids.
That's right. After a 2-day hearing, the judge awarded him primary custody.
And so they were supposed to be living back here in Mississippi, but she never showed for the exchange.
That's right. She was the next exchange. That was going to be a permanent move, with mom having visitation with the children, long distance.
Wow. And is it your belief that this ruling caused this? Do you think that's why she did it, or you just don't know?
I don't know. You never know why people do things. I just don't know the answer to that.
And you're in town now. Tell me about the funeral arrangements for this.
The funeral's going to be Saturday, tomorrow. Visitation's at 10 o'clock, and the funeral itself will be at 11 o'clock. The service will.
And I know you told me that Jason has made a decision that I don't think many would have made regarding the burial of his children?
I can tell you that was not my recommendation. I think it says a lot about him that he would have the children buried with their mother, especially under these circumstances. He said it was not about the mother; it was about the children. Is the reason he did it. So I think it shows a lot about Jason Dietering that he would choose to bury the mother with the children.
And how is Jason doing? I just can't imagine going through something like this, but how's he doing right now?
He is devastated. He continues to be devastated. This is obviously a very difficult thing for anybody to go through. To lose both your children and your wife is just very, very difficult. He's just having a very difficult time with it and trying to move on. And I'm glad he's having the service this weekend. It was obviously delayed with COVID and so forth, but I'm glad he's having this closure so that he can move on with things.
And as far as you go, it must have been shocking to see this happen to your client.
Just terrible. Unimaginable does not come close to describing it. I mean, this is something that was the most unimaginable, horrific situation that any lawyer could imagine happening to their client.
Right, and especially after you guys thought that you'd gotten good news that he had been awarded custody.
We won the case. The judge saw what was the best thing for these children and ruled appropriately. So, this was just terrible.
All right, anything else that you think people need to know or that you'd like to add?
No, I think mental health issues are things that we all need to deal with and watch for, and sometimes they just come out of the blue, and we can't do anything about them. So I don't have an answer. Again, this is the first time I've ever seen a case like this in my practice. I calm parents all the time who are concerned about this type of thing. Having told them I've never had this occur to me before, but I think we need to be ever diligent in dealing with mental health issues in cases of this type.